We got some updates, y'all. Joseph Couch is still out there on the loose, but we got some new details. Let's take a look.
P-A-S-C-A-L.
What's up, y'all? As you guys already know, we have been covering this situation. There is a man on the loose. His name is Joseph A. Couch, 32 years old. Okay. He went to an Interstate 75, and basically opened fire on the highway, hitting about 9 cars and, of course, injuring 5. Now we're hearing that there's someone that may have been hit in the head, but right now it looks like everybody's still in critical condition. There hasn't been any fatalities, thank God. But now we got some more information that I think we all should know about and hear about as well. Okay, now they're conducting a very massive, big, huge, massive search, and they're bringing out drones that are using like a heat sensor or something of that sort, right? Infrared sensories or something like that, to be able to maybe cut through the greenery, through the woods, to find this assailant. Again, we don't know what's going on with this guy. We don't know why law enforcement even got connected and found out that Joseph Couch is the guy that's running around allegedly shirtless out here in these wilderness streets. We don't know anything about that and how they connected the dots, but it is very interesting as well. I also have another detail that I'm going to share with you guys near the end of the show that can give us a little bit more insight of possibly this guy knows his outdoors. He might have some wilderness skills. Okay, aside from him having being ex-military and all that stuff, okay, there's a possibility that yeah, he's an outdoorsy guy. This is very interesting, and it could make the search for this guy a little bit more difficult. So they say here, okay, authorities believe that in Laurel County, Kentucky, they believe they have contained the person. They haven't detained the person. It seems like they have now kind of started to circle around the area in which they believe this man could very well be in, and they're starting to maybe close the circle even more. You know what I mean? Closing in on him slowly but surely. Maybe. We'll see what happens. But of course, this whole incident happened yesterday evening. Is absolutely crazy, okay? There has been a little bit of an update. Dense foliage and rocky terrain have impeded law enforcement search for of the wooded area where Joseph Couch, identified as the person of interest in the Saturday tragedy, is believed to be hiding. Okay. And this is what they said about 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Okay. A drone with infrared detectors is flying above the area, but the wood's foliage is so thick that, quote unquote, sometimes it can't pick up what they want it to pick up. That's a big problem. The area is also has large road cuts, okay, where Couch could possibly or potentially be hiding underneath or be subsequently blocked from view, okay, from this particular aerial sensor. So there could be things, he could be hiding under things and all that stuff, right? Dodging out a few things, okay? But they're saying approximately 30 to 40 officers are involved in the active search, including agents on the state and federal level. Hopefully they find him very, very soon, okay? But they say we have really skilled, dedicated individuals that are there, and they're trained to handle situations like this. So in other words, hopefully you got a whole lot of guys who know their fair share of wilderness stuff. And of course, obviously on top of that, you know, people who are maybe some Boy Scouts, okay? Who got some Eagle Scouts that know about camping in the wilderness and these wilderness streets, because it's wild out there. And yeah, somebody can get lost out there, and somebody can go and just disappear out there if they know the hell that they're doing, right? So very interesting, right? They say authorities are confident Couch resides in those hills, or in those woods, but added that the community should stay vigilant and aware of their surroundings to err on the side of caution. I agree absolutely 110%, but I do want to share this with you guys as well. All right, this is from News Nation. They're giving us more information about this. Again, they say 9 cars got hit. Okay, we understand that 7 people are injured. Okay, 5 of them are from GSWs. The other 2 are from like the cars crashing after the impact of these bullets, right? But let's listen to what they got to say. I'm sure they got some very interesting things to say.
It has prompted a manhunt in Kentucky. Right now, federal agents and U.S. Marshals are on the ground searching for a shooter in Laurel County. It's a chaotic scene unfolding on Interstate 75 overnight. 9 cars were shot up, 5 people seriously injured. The shooter is nowhere to be found. Now authorities are hunting for a person of interest identified as 32-year-old Joseph Couch of Woodbine, Kentucky. Police are warning residents that Couch is believed to be armed and dangerous, urging nearby residents to stay on the lookout. News Nation correspondent Alicia Nieves is here live with us with more on this manhunt. I know you just talked to authorities. What are they saying?
Yeah, so we just literally got off the phone with a deputy who's live on the scene where this search is happening right now. Essentially, he told us this is happening in a large wooded area, the Daniel Boone National Forest. That's just south of Lexington, Kentucky. We're told this is a rugged area of the terrain. So authorities at this moment are deploying drones with infrared technology that can detect a warm body. They're hoping that that's going to help them more quickly and certainly more safely find their person of interest. They are describing that person, as you mentioned, it's armed and dangerous. They identify him as 32-year-old Joseph Couch.
Now, okay, of course, we already know about all this stuff. But again, it is a concern of mine, right, that this guy is still out there. They're using infrared drones, and technology can do some really amazing things, but it can only do so much. Apparently, as we read in the article, he could be hiding under things. He can be hiding away from certain situations. You got to remember, this is somebody who has at least a military training, allegedly has military training. So there could be a possibility that he is using tactical moves or knowing what he needs to do to hide out from being sought after or from being found, right? So that is very interesting nonetheless. But let me scoot this up a little bit more, because there's a little bit more that they say here. I think that's interesting.
The suspect confined to or their person of interest confined to a particular part of this wooded area, and those drones are going to help them more quickly kind of find their suspect. I did ask the deputy about motive, because that's the big question. Why would this person potentially have, shot at the interstate? Obviously, her injuring several people. That's something they're unaware of at the moment. They're just focused on getting the suspect, and then they'll figure out from there why someone would do something like this.
Now, the thing is again, there's been a lot of rumors floating around about like something that has to do with relationships or something that has to do with family and all that. I don't know about all of that. All we do know is that allegedly he was saying that he wanted to hurt a lot of people, went into a store, bought this AR style rifle with 2,000 rounds, and then, of course, went out towards this interstate and did what he did. Allegedly, they're saying there's reports of, well, at least last night, there were reports of him running around shirtless with the weapon, firing it off and all that stuff as well. It has been very interesting. Obviously, this thing is still continuing to develop, and but at the same time, I'm wondering what his motive is too. What's the reason why he did what he did? What made him break, right? If he did say that he wanted to do some really bad things and hurt a lot of people, I'm wondering where that happened, okay? And why? What triggered this man to get to this place? But let's continue on.
And they're not saying how they know who this person of interest is.
They don't want to reveal that as part of this investigation right now.
Right.
For them, it's too early to reveal that.
And do we have any update on the victims? This is terrifying. I mean, driving down the road and you get shot at?
100%. I mean, in terms of the victims, they have not released the names of the victims. We do know that 5 people, as you mentioned, were taken to an area hospital around in Laurel County. Most of them are in stable condition, but we were told 1 person was shot in the head.
1 actually was hit in the head. 9 cars were hit, okay, were actually hit up, all right? But 1 person out of the 5 actually got hit in the head by this man. And of course, I'm sure they're fighting for their lives right now, okay? Getting hit in the head is some serious stuff, all right? But right now they say there are no fatalities. Thank God there's no fatalities. And I'm hoping that whoever got hit in the head, survives, okay? But there is something else that I want to share with you guys. There's a post that was put up on Facebook from an alleged friend. I'll just say that. Allegedly an old friend, All right. So I want to share this with you guys. And of course, we're going to take this with we're going to take this with a grain of salt. Okay. Because again, people can say crazy things online and not have any connection with this guy at all. But I did see something in here that I thought was very interesting and could tell us a little bit about who we're dealing with, at least when it comes to out there in the woods, right? Out there in these wilderness streets while he's out on the lam. Let's take a look at this. An old friend, okay? He says, I have not spoken to him in close to 10 years. We fell out a long time ago, got in some trouble when we was young. But what time I knew him, okay? But what time I knew him, he seemed to be normal. We done hiking and survival training, going in the woods with nothing and staying days. Stuff we thought was cool, a fun to do hunting, fishing. I was 13 to 17 when I knew him. I'm 26 now. So of course this is all jumbled up, but if we break it down, he was doing survival training, going into the woods with him and some other friends, or maybe just this guy. I don't know. Okay. Staying days, off the grid, just staying days out there with nothing, no supplies, but just living off the fat of the land. All right. Whatever he can scrounge up in the woods. All right. They thought that was some fun stuff as a kid going. And he said this was stuff that we were doing, like hunting and fishing when he was about 13 to 14 years old. 13 to 17 years old. That's some crazy stuff. That says a lot here, because if he still knows these skills, he's probably applying those skills right now as we speak out there in these wilderness streets. Again, I keep saying before, and here's another mugshot. This is a mugshot of his, okay? Because he has a history of terroristic threats, okay? Earlier this year, February of 2024, he was arrested for terroristic threatening, okay, in the 3rd degree. So that's some crazy stuff. Again, this is somebody who's not well, and he's running around here allegedly shirtless with an AR, just popping it off randomly. Okay. I'm still curious about what was the motive. What got him, what pushed him over the edge? Why is he doing what he's doing right now? Again, we've been hearing that there could be some breadcrumbs, some red flags in the past, okay? Aside from the thing that happened in February, I'm saying even before that hasn't really been unearthed as of yet. But we do know that this man is still out there in the woods doing God knows what, okay? And this could be another Danilo Cavalcante type of situation where the police are just going out there and just looking for the guy for days. I hope that's not the case, but it could very well happen here as well. I'm going to keep an eye on this, guys, because this is still developing. This is still ongoing. I will most likely be doing a live with you guys in a little while when we get more information, but I did want to give you guys this information. So please be sure to comment down below. Let me know your thoughts. If you know of anything, please call 911. Okay, just do that. All right. And then, of course, throw in the comments. Let me know if you know the guy. Or anything of that sort, please let me know. Okay. Comment down below, hit that like button down below. Don't forget to crush that subscribe button, hit that follow button if you're watching on other platforms. Again, it'd be great to have you a part of the Pascal Show family. Anyway, guys, it's time to get going. Be good to yourselves. Be good to one another. Keep your heads on a swivel, guys. If you see something, say something. We'll talk soon. This is the Pascal Show. Bye.
Pascal, you are now rocking with that dude Pascal. We be going wild.